Today's Monday, the 10th of November. I made a video Monday the 3rd of November. Made the whole video, found out when I got done I only had half a video. Something happened to my camera, it quit working, so I don't know where it quit working, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Number 5 is Guy Clark. Number 6 is John Prine. That day I had on a white sweatshirt. So last Wednesday, which was what, the 5th of November, I did the whole thing over again. It was a nice warm day. I had on a black t-shirt or a black golfing shirt, a short sleeve shirt. Made the whole video in a black shirt. That video had problems too, and I didn't get the video made that I wanted to make. So I turned that into a little video and put it out online, but it wasn't the video I started out to make. So today I'm starting for the 3rd time to make that video, and probably in this video, by the time I get finished with it, you'll see me looking like I'm looking right now, and you'll see some of me in that black t-shirt, and you might even see some of me in that white sweatshirt. So let's go. The video was going to be about a list that I saw online of country music stars who were underrated. The title of the list, 10 most underrated country music stars. The list started out number 1, Billy Joe Shaver. Number 2 was Lucinda Williams. 3, Townes Van Zandt. 4, Guy Clark. 5, John Prine. 6, Patty Loveless. 7, Steve Earle. 8, Junior Brown. 9, Buddy Miller. And 10, Marty Stuart. So today we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to pick up at where I left off in that video, or where I left off in the video that I published last week. The one that said Townes Van Zandt is my number 1. I want to give you a heads up. Go to YouTube, get in the search window and type in Heart-Worn Highways. Heart-Worn Highways. And watch that documentary video. And you'll learn quite a bit about Townes Van Zandt. And you'll see Steve Earle and Guy Clark in that video too, and Rodney Crowell. Or Heart-Worn Highways. Watch that. That'll send you down the Townes Van Zandt rabbit hole. And I'm going to tell you that on the list, Guy Clark, number 4, have no problems with that. Guy Clark perfectly qualifies for this list. A great songwriter and performer, highly recognized by his peers, that is, other country music performers and musicians. But I would agree, underrated and underappreciated by the general public. Number 5 on the list, John Prine. And I'm going to say John Prine wouldn't be on my list. John Prine wrote one of my favorite songs. He wrote a song called Paradise, I think's the name of that song. And there's lines in that song, Daddy, won't you take me back to Newlandburg County, back to the Green River where we used to play. I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. I love that song. And if you don't know that song, get on YouTube and go find somebody singing that song. It's a great song. John Prine wrote that song. He wrote another song. I think he wrote this song with Steve Goodman. I think of it as David Allan Coe's song. You Never Even Call Me By My Name. John Prine co-wrote that song with Steve Goodman. And then the Bonnie Raitt song, Angel from Montgomery, John Prine wrote that. But John Prine wrote buku bunches of stuff. Almost doesn't belong on this list because I think he was more recognized than maybe you should be and still get on this list, but maybe not too. So John Prine on the list, great talent. Died in 2020 from COVID. He was one of the COVID victims, John Prine. The reason I made this video was number 6 on their list, Patty Loveless. Patty Loveless on a list of 10 underrated the 10 most underrated country music performers. Patty Loveless, number 6 on this list. Who are you kidding? I mean, get out of here. Patty Loveless on a list of underappreciated people, country music people. You'll notice if you're paying attention that Patty Loveless, I took her off the list. Patty Loveless on a list of unappreciated talent. Talent? Amen. Patty Loveless, right? I'd say Patty Loveless top 15 or 20 of female country music vocalists of all time. How idiotic is that? How can they say Patty Loveless is underrated? How can they say she's unappreciated? Patty Loveless, I don't know, she made 12, 13 albums, 14 albums, all big selling albums. 4 of her albums were platinum. The woman made 4 platinum albums. She had at least 2 Emmys. And she has 4, 5, or 6 major Country Music Association awards. Plus, she does headliners with people like Chris Stapleton and Vince Gill. And I mean, live performances with those people that go viral when they hit the internet. Patty Loveless is not underrated. Patty Loveless is not underappreciated. In fact, Patty Loveless would be on a given day my favorite, my most appreciated female country music vocalist. There would be days when that would be Linda Ronstadt. There would be days when that would be Patsy Cline or Dolly Parton or Emmylou Harris. And there would be days when that would be Janis Joplin. In fact, Janis, Linda Ronstadt, and Patty Loveless they'd be at the top of my list on most days. I'm not talking about are they the greatest. I'm talking about are they the ones I like listening to? Are they my favorites? I could throw Reba McEntire in there too. And, you know, you could come up with all kinds of them. But Patty Loveless does not belong on any list that says she's underrated or underappreciated. And that was what set me off on this list. That is the main reason I made this video. Patty Loveless is great, yes. Is she underrated? No. Number 7 on the list was Steve Earle. Yes, Steve Earle, great musician. Underrated? Yes, he probably is. A lot of people don't even know who Steve Earle is. Junior Brown, good musician. Underrated? Yes. Junior Brown wouldn't have been on my list because I think there's better and more underrated people than Junior Brown. Buddy Miller, I'd never heard of him, but I learned to appreciate him because of this list. Went down his rabbit hole, and yeah, I like him, and because I never heard of him, yeah, he's under-recognized, unappreciated. I'll agree with that. Marty Stuart, number 10 on the list. I wouldn't have had him on my list either because, I mean, a guy that's been successful enough to have his own TV show, I wouldn't say he's underrated. But he's on the list. I'm not going to throw a fit about him like I did Patty Loveless. This was a good list. A good list except for at least a couple people on it that shouldn't have been there. One for sure, Patty Loveless, shouldn't have been on a list like that. My revised list would look like this. Number 1 would be Townes Van Zandt. Number 2 would be Blaze Foley. Then Lucinda Williams, Billy Joe Shaver, Guy Clark, Tammy Rogers, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Steve Earle, Melanie Cannon, Buddy Miller, Sturgill Simpson, and Verlin Thompson. You say that's more than 10? Well, it is. So some of those new ones that I put in there, you can go down a rabbit hole, find out who they are, and then You can make your own list. Have fun. Some people that I'm going to throw in there now are people that I think you could put on a list like this. People that should have been on this list in place of some of the people I said shouldn't have been on it because they were appreciated enough. Those people would be, first of all, Melanie Cannon. I'm not going to talk about Melanie a lot except to say that she is a great vocalist. Yeah, she's made some records of her own, but most people don't know who Melanie is. She did some really good work with Jamie Johnson at some live concerts and stuff. She's on some of his recordings singing backup. I love Melanie Cannon. I think she makes the people she sings with better. She could have been on this list. Tammy Rogers. If you don't know who Tammy Rogers is, Google her and go down a Tammy Rogers rabbit hole. I'll tell you who she is. She's the lead female vocalist and the fiddle player for a group called the Steel Drivers. And if you don't know who the Steel Drivers are a bluegrass music group that Chris Stapleton was the lead singer for a good period of time. And for my part, I love Chris Stapleton. I think he's one of the greatest. I think his best work was done. The music that he made that I like the best is music that he made when he was part of the Steel Drivers bluegrass group. Tammy Rogers sings backup, sings lead, plays the fiddle for that group. She could have been on this list. Sturgill Simpson. Sturgill could have been on this list too. He meets every qualification. The guy is fantastic. Country music performer and writer and guitar player. Underrated, underappreciated. Sturgill could have been on this list. Ray Wiley Hubbard. Go find Ray Wiley Hubbard on YouTube and watch him and his live performances or some of the videos that he's made. Ray Wiley Hubbard, absolutely great performer. I love the way he plays the guitar. Ray Wiley Hubbard he is a perfect example of someone who should have been on a list of 10 greatest performers that were underrated. And I'm going to throw out one more, Verlin Thompson. Verlin Thompson. If you never heard of Verlin, go find him. Go down his rabbit hole. And I'm going to tell you that Verlin Thompson is probably most noted as Guy Clark's buddy toward the end of Guy Clark's life. Verlin traveled with Guy. Verlin improved Guy. They were very much similar as talent and singing and playing guitar and spent a lot of time together. Verlin was a lot better influence on Guy Clark than some of the people he hung out with early in his life, like Townes Van Zandt and Blaze Foley and Steve Earle, and some of those outlaw types that lived wild and crazy when they were young. Verlin is more of a good influence for Guy Clark, and I really enjoy Guy Clark and Verlin Thompson performances. Go find Verlin Thompson because he could have been on this list too. I've rattled on enough about all these people, so I'm just going to shut up and end this video. And I don't know, it's going to be some kind of chopped up conglomerate of me trying to make a video 3 different days, and hopefully it turns out to be something you can enjoy. If nothing else, it's something where you can find people that you maybe never heard of that you will appreciate. Get off that list of people that never heard of these people, that didn't appreciate their music, and go find them, and I guarantee you, you'll like them. I'm the Hard Times guy. Have a good day.